I'm the Wandering Lisa. I'm a teacher by trade, but I've taken the year off to try to reach 30 countries before I turn 30 years old. This video is about country number 24, which was Oman. Check it out. If you haven't heard about Oman, don't feel bad, you're not the only one. I hadn't either until my friend, Cara, got a job teaching abroad there. It's in the Middle East, so the culture is a lot different from European culture and American culture. For example, I was going to film when I was leaving the airport, meeting up with Cara, who was picking me up, but I stepped outside of security and there are just hundreds of only men there. Keep in mind, this is the middle of the night. I thought this was gonna be like a pretty much empty airport, just me and Cara, but there are hundreds of just men looking at me, my little backpack, my little GoPro, and I was like, because in that culture, women don't really travel by themselves. It was kind of a shock to both myself and to them. And then since I got there in the middle of the night, we went home and went to bed. Good morning, I'm here. I'm in Muscat, Oman. I'm about to unpack and just troll around her beautiful house. And it's gonna be a great day. I'm so excited to be here. So I texted Cara while she was at school and I asked her if I could climb this ladder that I found on her roof. You're looking at the 3rd floor. And she said I could climb it, and I'm glad I did, because just come look. Look at those mountains. After Cara got off work, we went to a Dow party. Thank you, Travis.
Sweet potato, what? Guacamole.
And we're taking it where? Where are we going tonight?
Going on a Dow.
What is that?
On the beach, old school Omani ship that allows us to drink and eat and have a good time.
All right, I'm excited.
That's a Dow.
There's the great.
Oh, that's where we're gonna get on something like that.
They turn the water on. Usually the water is splashing.
Oh, how majestic. Say, I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat. It's going slow, eh? We got the Sultan's Palace on that rock, eh?
Should really do this professionally. Say hi, Travis. Real close up on Travis. It's not a picture, Travis.
I know, I should have brought that up.
And then we did what everybody does after a little bit too much adult fun. We went to go get drunk food. So I don't know, maybe yours is Crystal, maybe yours is McDonald's. I don't know what your drunk food is, but the Omani version is called shawarma. But they're rolled up like little wraps of really spicy meat and fries. And we were eating it and I was like, what's in this, Cara? And she was like, I don't know. But it was delicious and it was a great way to end my first night in Oman. Then we woke up to another beautiful morning at Cara's and we met up with some friends, Michael and Anne, and we went on a wadi hike. Now, wadi in Arabic speaking countries is like an empty... You good? Wadi in Arabic speaking countries is a mostly empty riverbed that if it rains will flood very quickly. But it hardly ever rains in Oman. In fact, if it rains, they cancel school, like snow days, because the roads will flood. They're not prepared for drainage if it rains. In fact, you should Google, there is a video of Oman where a wadi just fills with water very quickly, and there's even a guy in his car getting swept away. The morning when we got up, it was sprinkling a little bit. We weren't sure we were gonna actually be able to make the hike, but it's pretty remote, it's pretty far out, it was a long drive, so we figured we'd drive out there and see what it looks like when we get there. Even though it's fairly remote, there are people who live there. We saw people who were farming and lots of domesticated goats and donkeys. You know, people make it work. There's even a little tiny grocery store. We got there, we decided it wasn't safe enough to do the deepest part, but we did get to do a little bit of exploring of the wadi. It was still beautiful. These rock piles are the markers that tell us what path to follow. Michael's already up there because he's a show off. Dead goat. Nope. Something a little more biodegradable. And then after the wadi, we did a boat day. If you're not familiar with the layout of Oman, it's a long, skinny country with the ocean underneath and then mountains on the top. Our amazing friends, Amy and Thomas, took us out on their boat so we could have lunch out on the beach and go chasing the fish and collecting seashells and decorating Travis's beard with the seashells. We even got to drive through a little keyhole, and we had to slam on the brakes at the last minute because Thomas saw, I'm so happy that he saw this ahead of time, there was a snorkeler swimming in front of the keyhole. We had to slam on the brakes so that we didn't hit them. Oman is so hot, it's in the Middle East, it's a great country for water sports, but do be safe.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh. We just landed on the beach. We're having a beach and boat day here. It's beautiful. There's the boat. Surrounded by dunes and mountains. They're chasing down the fish, trying to corner the fish. There's Travis way over there. And on the way back, we passed a rock that the locals like to call Cat Rock. See if you can figure out why. And we capped the night off with some traditional Omani food and some traditional Arabic seating. So we were seated on cushions under the stars. Since it rains so rarely in Oman, a lot of the restaurants and things to do are open air. So we were sitting under the stars listening to Christmas music. I don't think they know it's Christmas music because nobody there celebrates Christmas. But about the fourth song in, I think someone told them because it abruptly turned off and changed to different music. But we enjoyed our Christmas music under the stars in the middle of March.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next morning, Cara and I started our day with crepes on the beach. Cara took me to breakfast to Crepe Cafe, and it's not too bad of a view. Look at that. Walk off those yummy things. Yeah, it doesn't count if you walk on the beach after eating crepes. And we decided to be tourists that day, so we went to Sultan Qaboos's Grand Mosque, which is beautiful, a huge, beautifully ornate religious building. But it's famous for having the world's largest chandelier and the world's second largest carpet, which took 600 women 4 years to weave together. It's a beautiful mosque. It's gorgeous in here. We also drove past the government building, and we did a History of Oman museum, and we even saw the Sultan's yachts. He had one yacht, which was basically a cruise ship, and it wasn't big enough, so we had to get another yacht. And for dinner that night, we drove into the mountains with some friends and had a campfire dinner watching the sunset over the mountains. And when I woke up the next day, Cara tried to kill me. Cara was like, oh, do you want to climb this mountain? And there's a beautiful sunset. It's a little bit of a hike to get up there. But I hike. I thought I hiked. So I was like, sure, Cara, let's do it. It had 627 steps. And that was just the last third of it. The first 2/3 is just a steep incline of gravel, which is so much better. We're going up. We're going all the way up. I'm convinced Cara's trying to kill me. You can't even see the car from up here. It's way down there. It is beautiful, but Cara's trying to kill me. We love you, Lisa. See you soon. 100. The last 100 is always the hardest. Know what I mean? She's trucking along. Hey, I was upside down. Last steps. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay! Yeah. Wow. Our hustle paid off. Look at this. It's insane. And now we begin the descent. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. See how far we can make it before it goes completely dark. But we have flashlights. Dun, dun, dun. It's still so pretty even on the way down. Yeah, look over there. Maybe it's just because I hate it less on the way down. Well, we are 1/6, a little over 1/6 of the way down. And we still have some sunlight. Shh. Of course it stops when I go to... Oh! That's the mosques calling for time to pray. It happens how many times a day? 5 times?
5 times, I think.
5 times a day. Time to go pray. That's 600 they count down, so we've made it down 600 steps.
27 more.
27 more, and then just death-defying straight down gravel. Well, we made it through the most treacherous part before it was completely dark. Well,
there's a little bit of treachery.
I mean, there's a little more treachery, but I feel like that was the most dangerous part.
Right. That was really...
We're not out of the woods, but we're out of the deep, dark woods. That was my first couple of days in Muscat, Oman, but that's not the end of it. Cara and I also did some solo camping. We did beach camping and desert camping and spelunking and more wadi hikes and lots of outdoor adventures around the outskirts of Oman. So if you want to see that video, make sure you subscribe, turn on those notifications so you'll know when it comes out. Thank you so much for your support. I love you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing day. I'll see you later. Bye. We got a stage 5 clinger right here. Stage 5 clinger. Look at the little face. Look at this little face. She says, Mommy, stop trying to work. I'm too cute. Pay attention to me instead. Yay! No, I don't want to make out. What? someone's being extra clingy today because there's going to be thunderstorms, so she may be in part of the video. Shh, I'm trying to film. Quiet on set.